Hi everyone, welcome to our little travel chat here in the Dolomites in northern Italy.
You heard the cow moo?
I know.
So cute.
We are staying at a farm outside of Castle Roof, about 20 minutes drive from Bolzano in the region of South Tyrol. Today we're going to talk about the first part of our trip from Atlanta, Georgia to Milan via Paris, then from Milan to Venice.
Yeah.
So my next question, let's talk about Milan.
Yeah.
From Atlanta, there was a layover in
Paris,
Paris
yeah.
going to Milan.
Yes.
So since we arrived very late at Milan from Paris, we took a taxi to our hotel. Remember that?
Yeah.
Let's talk about transportation from the airport.
Yeah. So this is a bit of interesting. And this is our, I think, second or third time in Milan.
Yeah.
And typically the airport you're going to land in is the Milan Malpenisi, which is MXP, I think is the airport code.
Yeah.
And that is the bigger airport.
Yeah.
And that's international. And there are a lot of connections from there. The first time we went to Milan, I believe we took a bus that takes straight to the city center near the Milan Central Station, the train station. It's called Milano Centrale. And there's a lot of hotels nearby there, which has all the major connection. But if you go to a smaller airport, like in our case this time, Milano Linate, you may not get as many connections.
Yeah.
There are buses, but we reached there almost around 11 I think.
11
Yeah.
o'clock.
So be aware of that. And so we took a taxi. I would say one word of advice when you take taxi, especially in Milan, you always need to go to the stand where it says
Where the
taxi.
There, 'cause there's
It will
always
actually have a
taxi stand.
It will have a name, like a label. What you don't want to do is somebody holding a sign for taxi or saying taxi and you just go, because some of those are private carriers, and they may charge you a lot more than what is the standard price. Plus, it's safer to go through that taxi stand, because in case something happens, you can always just contact the airport or the carrier.
Or the carrier.
Yeah, because they're sanctioned, right?
Yeah.
So just one word of caution. You can always, of course, look for Uber as well. But we took taxi. In Milan, typically there's not much price difference.
If you ever get a private taxi, just in case, like if you're really like us, where we're very tired and stuff, please ask for information. The driver's information, get a card or something.
Yeah.
And
And then, like I said, there are a lot of hotel options in Milan. So you can take taxi, you can take bus.
if it's daytime, you can, you can pretty much, the transportation in Europe, in major
Milan,
cities, are pretty good. Yeah. Afterwards, the next day, we took the train from Milan to Venice.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the train connections from Milan.
Yeah, so Milan is in northern Italy. It's one of the largest cities, probably the largest city in the northern Italy, and it has there are a lot of options from Milan to go visit obviously different places in Italy. This time we went to Venice, and we found from our experience in Italy, the trains are the best way.
Yes.
Because the trains are very fast. In fact, some of the world's fastest trains are in the lines. I think one of the fastest is from Milan to Rome, southern part that goes
very comfortable.
Yeah. And a very comfortable train, even second class, they're very comfortable. Some of them have Wi-Fi in them. Depends.
Most all of them actually.
Yeah.
All of them, yeah.
So the major station in Milan that we prefer is Milano Centrale, which is the central station of Milan. It's a beautiful station, by the way. When you get to the train station, you can buy the train tickets online way ahead, but we would suggest to wait at least 2 months.
2 months.
Don't buy more than 2 months ahead, because sometimes you're not going to get good deals, and some lines don't even open until until 2 months before. And in terms of connection from Milan, some of the most popular ones that are very easily available are Milan to Venice, very popular. Milan to Rome, Milan to Florence. If you're going south, the main hub is Bologna.
Bologna.
The main hub is Bologna, And so it will go Milan to maybe Bologna and then Florence, down Rome, Naples, and all that line. You can also go Torino, you can go Nice. Milan is connected, and also even international, like you can go Milan to Vienna, Munich, all those connections are there. So from Milan to Venice, I think it's like little less than 2 hours, right? It's a pretty fast train. And so if you buy the ticket before or even at the station, you go to the platform and look for in the display board your train's number, and it will say from what city to what city. So you'll see the destination.
And then you'll see the platform too. You have to make sure you know where the platform is.
So about 20-25 minutes before your train departure, you're going to see your line, but you may not see a platform yet. Again, do not panic, because there is only a limited number of trains that can occupy the platform. Typically, I would say 10 minutes to 15 minutes before, you'll see the platform number, and then you can just, once you see that, you just go through and find out the right platform.
And also make sure that you know your carriage, because there was actually a family that went inside the train, and they were kind of late already, and so the train went and they were in the wrong carriage. No, they were actually in the wrong train.
Okay. The conductors are very helpful. They're typically, in most trains, there will be somebody outside, some conductor, and you can just simply ask them and they will point you to the right carriage right there. And they will also tell you if you're in the right train or not.
Because it actually happened to us way back. I remember we were in the wrong carriage.
The other thing to remember while you're looking at those lines is, just to give an example, our Milan to Venice, and you can kind of appreciate how efficient and readily available the Italian train system is. There were 3 trains, Milan to Venice, within 20 minutes. So that's why it's important also to understand your train's number, so that way you know which train to go to, because there are multiple trains there.
And don't be intimidated. Really, train is the best way to travel here.
It's very efficient.
That's the main way to travel here.
I mean, if you look at the time wise, just to think about the example of, like, let's say if you want to fly from Milan to Venice, think about, like, you would have to go back to the airport from your hotel, right? You have to get there at least an hour early, right?
Go to the security.
Check in and all that, and then plane will taxi off, right? Reach Venice is what, like maybe 35 minutes flight, but we're talking about over 2 hours of preparation and all that, right? From the time you leave your hotel. If you get your hotel near the Milano Centrale, your train from there to Venice is less than 2 hours. So you'll be probably more than likely be faster on a train and cheaper than flying. And the comfort.
You don't have to go to security. You don't have to go to there. You just your luggage put up or whatever.
And not putting down Amtrak, but these trains, their speed is really high. I mean, some of them reach over 200 km/h, maybe more. So they're fast trains and very comfortable.